Hello, everyone. Nice to have you here with me today.
What does it actually mean when someone dies from dementia? Many people think dementia only affects memory, but in the final stages, it can affect the body's most basic survival functions: swallowing, movement, breathing, and infection resistance. Welcome to the Funeral Channel Network, brought to you by the Funeral Program site, a trusted source for funeral education, memorial products, and compassionate guidance for families. Today, we're explaining how dementia can lead to death, why the final stage is often physical as much as mental, and what families should understand as they prepare for this difficult journey. Most of us picture dementia as a tragic fading of the mind, a process defined by memory loss, confusion, and a person slowly forgetting their own history. But there is a biological paradox at the heart of this condition. People very rarely die from dementia itself. Beyond storing memories, the brain is the operational control center for every physical organ. As the disease advances, it ceases sending basic instructions, stopping the body from moving and balancing, forcing families to take over intense physical management. Dementia concludes when the brain loses its capacity to keep the physical body running, a stage that follows the earlier loss of cognitive function. Once a patient reaches the advanced stages, a biological chain reaction begins. Physical immobility is usually the first domino to fall. Spending long, uninterrupted periods resting in bed or a chair has direct physical consequences. The body breaks down, leading to a high risk of pressure sores and circulation failure. This throat cross-section shows a dangerous mechanical failure. The brain forgets how to coordinate the muscles required to swallow safely. Instead of closing, the airway remains open. Therefore, food or liquid slips past the vocal cords, directly into the lungs. Medical professionals call this aspiration pneumonia. Between the patient's severe immobility and a weakened immune system, fighting off this deep lung infection becomes nearly impossible. Understanding this specific mechanical failure changes the reality for families. The focus shifts away from hoping for a cure and toward urgently managing physical complications. In the final phase, the physical signs become unmistakable. Patients sleep for most of the day. Their bodies experience profound weakness, and they often stop responding entirely to the room around them. When a person loses all ability to communicate verbally, the daily care routine must adapt to meet them where they are. Caregivers learn to rely on nonverbal tactics to maintain comfort and dignity. They use gentle physical touch, play familiar music, and offer constant emotional reassurance. Even in a state of total unresponsiveness, medical experts note that a patient's physical awareness often remains intact. They can still process sensory comfort, recognizing a familiar voice or the feeling of someone holding their hand. When cognitive function goes dark, this kind of nonverbal sensory care becomes the sole remaining bridge between the patient and their loved ones. Once the cascade of physical complications becomes irreversible, families are forced to make a difficult shift in their care philosophy. The goal changes from aggressive medical treatment to hospice and palliative care. Every decision from that point on is optimized strictly for pain management, comfort, and preserving the person's dignity. This is why having advanced directives and living arrangements outlined early is so critical. Establishing these choices ahead of time, including funeral planning, prevents families from having to make painful crisis decisions during the final decline. Choosing hospice care provides an active, compassionate medical response to terminal neurological failure, focusing entirely on the patient's immediate experience and quality of life. We also have to acknowledge the toll this takes on the family. Watching a loved one gradually fade physically, day after day, brings a heavy level of emotional fatigue and heartbreak. Surviving that burden requires active coping mechanisms. Accessing caregiver resources, local support groups, and professional grief counseling are vital tools that families need to lean on. Understanding the exact biological progression of dementia serves a specific purpose. It removes the panic from those final days and replaces it with compassionate preparedness. Even when the brain fails the body, the core humanity of the individual remains, and that humanity is honored entirely through the compassionate care of those they leave behind. Well, that wraps it up for this video. Thank you for watching the Funeral Channel Network, brought to you by the Funeral Program site. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may benefit from this information. And let us know your thoughts or experiences in the comments below.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, take care and bye for now.